Today, what was the difference?
Uh, I think just a week of practice, we emphasized getting back to Arizona, the standard of moving the ball, um, you know, making the right plays for our teammates, and being connected on the offensive side. And then they also ran a lot of zones, so we knew if we moved the ball and cut, we're gonna get anything we want.
How did you guys get there? Just knowing, I mean, you knew you needed to do that, but how did after all those games, the last two games really flowing, a lot of assists, setting up baskets and stuff.
I mean, we've been really close the past few games, and even the big games we have played. It's not like we've been blown out of the water, so we knew it was just a slight adjustment, just getting back to playing Arizona basketball, moving the basketball the proper way, making sure guys are getting the right shots, and making sure we're getting the ball to the second and third side, so it makes the game easier for us, rather than just coming down and getting a shot within the first 10 seconds of the shot clock. And I think for the past two games, everybody's seen that the ball is starting to pop more, and we're starting to get easier buckets and look like previous teams.
These past two games, your roles kind of changed a little bit, getting more time at the floor. How have you adjusted to that?
I mean, I love it. I just love being on the floor and playing basketball. So just giving me more of an opportunity to be on the floor. It's hard when you're playing next to guys like Anthony Delorso and KJ. They're big-time guys. They're guys that are elite. They do really good things on both sides of basketball. But I think also allowing me to play on the floor at the same time as him, I think it brings just a spark that nobody else is going to have in the country to two big guards that can rebound the basketball, can push, can defend. I think it's going to be hard for teams in the Big 12 to kind of see us as the season goes on and we get more accustomed to the physicality and things of that nature for us to be stopped coming off the bench.
You're more comfortable, more confident?
I would say just the confidence and the comfortability just comes from trusting my work. Things that I do with working out with him, with C-Love, with Jaden, with Deli, Rem, TJ, all those guys. I think it just comes from that. It wasn't necessarily a lack of confidence. I just think it fit the role better for what the team needed, especially with Mo being out now.
One of the things that Coach Tommy really talked about during this non-conference was not settling for that first shot and being aggressive and getting out there. How do you think these last two games, the aggressiveness has ramped up?
I mean, 100%. I mean, we've been more aggressive on our approach on offense, rebounding, making sure we're connecting passes. Again, and just being a whole, a team that plays together. I think, early in the non-conference, we were still trying to figure it out. And we were right there. Like, CB said, in close games, it's not like we were getting blown out. It was a few stretches that we didn't, have those moments that we're having now. We needed these two games going into this little break, but also going into, the Big 12 opener on the 30th.
Good.
What would you say is the biggest lesson or takeaway that you each have had from the non-conference as you guys prepare for Big 12 play?
Just, a team getting through adversity, not splitting up, staying together as a whole group through the ups and the downs. And I think we need it. A lot of teams in the country are going through it. But, we're a team that, sticks together and that is still figuring it out, and we're right there. So.
You guys feel like, was there a period where it was a little tense, at all? I mean, it seems like certainly it wouldn't be a surprise if you guys were frustrated, somebody was frustrating somebody else, or like, if there was, how did you guys get past that?
I think just the biggest thing is knowing that we see each other's work every day, that we do care for each other and love each other as brothers. We see each other in the gym every day. We see each other pushing each other in the weight room. So just understanding that there's so much more to basketball than actually playing the games. There's so much more work that goes in, the unseen hours of guys all throughout the team. So understanding that we just can't splinter. We have to stick together. We have to galvanize. We have to reinforce everything so when the time comes for us to kind of blossom, because I feel like you see a lot of teams every year that blossom really early, and you look late in the season, you're like, wow, they looked really good early, but what happened? So just allowing us to have God's timing on that and just letting that come to fruition.
How valuable is the minutes that Conrad's been getting to give everyone else in the backcourt, especially Jaden, some time to rest?
No, big time. I mean, he had a great game today, and it also gives him some confidence. But, he's a general out there. He can literally pick apart defenses on any coverage. And he just gives us a different dynamic when he's out there, and it gives Jaden a little time to, get a little break. And then, I think, those two at the, point guard spot are a great duo for each other.
Back to the aggressiveness, I think you were that guy today too. Are you making it a point to be that guy?
I just want to, have that energy like I did last year, coming off the bench, just trying to bring a spark. If the first five are off to a slow start, I don't have that little energy. I know it's my job to come in and bring it, regardless of what it may take. Rebounding, playing defense, just being someone who can bring a spark off the bench is a big key factor. And I'm just trying to play that role to the biggest to my ability, to the best of my ability.
Carter, how much zone did you face in high school?
A ton. A ton,
Okay.
yeah.
So did you feel comfortable going up against something like that?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is, like KJ said earlier, just moving the ball, getting the ball from side to side, allowing the high post to kind of operate, turn and face, and kind of look at your options. If you're flashing, you got to look down at your opposite big that's down, and you got to look at your corners to see who's kind of flat, who's spread, who's high. And I think, like we saw today, I mean, KJ got a backdoor layup for the and one, and he got a dunk as well. So just understanding basketball, certain guys have to pull because of the gravity of certain individuals. Like if you have Caleb in the strong side corner, you can rip to his side because he's not. No guys are going to help too much. But obviously, like a guy we have like with KJ, he's just so active and he has so much gravity on the offensive boards that you can't necessarily leave him. Because he's going to come in for cleanup.
Carter, what about, you got a few minutes at the 4 this week. How's that gone for you? And do you feel like it's a big adjustment? I mean, Tommy basically said that it's tough in his system, the difference between 3 and 4, especially for a freshman. Do you agree with that? Or?
Yeah, I mean, everything's going to be a hard adjustment for a freshman, whether it's on or off the court. But I think having the group of guys I have around me and them being leaders, especially KJ, he's just been talking to me and telling me to keep going. He's a guy last year, everybody saw what he was capable of. And I think coming back this year, he just doesn't want me to lose confidence. So he's just been preaching life into me constantly breathing healthy and positive energy to me. And I think, like I said, he's been a large part of why the transition's been easy, especially playing next to a guy like him, knowing that I don't have to do everything on the floor, because I think we see a lot of the time, like with a guy like KJ, especially on the defensive end, like he flies around. So me kind of coming in and seeing what he did to get on the floor immediately last year, I kind of wanted to come and be very similar in terms of how I can have an impact on the game.
KJ, when you see Caleb do what he's done the last couple of games, how does that make the offense flow? And you guys look so much better, even if it's just one guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, we need that. He's being a lot more aggressive, but also, playing into to our system. Finding the right shots for him and for our team. And then, we have no problem with how he's playing. I think it's really great. It spaces the floor out for, drivers like me, Carter, Jaden. Because, again, when he hits a few, like first 2, it's hard for teams to help off him. And then, he gets, he playing mind games, backdoor cuts and all that. So, I mean, it just opens the whole offense up for us for sure.
Just following up, when you are at the 4, what are the biggest differences for you in this system at this level? Obviously, you played it before in high school.
Yeah, I wouldn't say there's too many differences because obviously you guys saw me on the perimeter a lot still coming off a ball screen, making reads and things of that nature. But I would just say just being more physical. I think I did a good job at the 3 being physical, but just taking the next step, whether it's rebounding defensively or offensively, kind of getting down there and battling with the big fellas. I mean, I don't really see it as adjustment, though.
Anything else?
You guys get a few days off here? Are you going home or anywhere out of town?
Not yet. Going home for sure. Need that break.
I mean, do either of you like to not touch a basketball during that time, or do you shoot around a little bit just for the heck of it, or what's your?
I feel like I just based it off my body, how my body feels. I mean, this non-conference was rough. I think we all need a little break and a reset. But definitely not going to take too many days off because, I feel like after 3 days you got to do some type of, workout or, feel for the game again so you can get back into that shape when we come back.
What improvement are you looking to make for the next game?
I think just learning my guys better, looking back on the film that we have from our non-conference games and just paying attention to the small, intricate details, like where guys like Caleb love shooting, where guys like Deli like getting their shots, understanding if certain teams are in certain coverages with this guy or that guy, like understanding teams are probably not the best idea, but teams with are going to be probably in more zero, which is a drop coverage with KJ. So maybe I set it a little lower so we can get to downhill a little bit more, understanding where guys like Conrad, how I can just be more involved in the offense or rebound our just looking back on defensive film, because obviously we're not a team that's perfect, but we're just where we want to be. So just moving forward, just finding where we can get better.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Thank you, guys.